This week, we're going to find out if it's too late to buy tools.
Plus, Robillard will dig us out of the snow with a Toro, and this Rob will gripe about Makita 40V not being in the U.S.
This is your Power Tool Week in Review.
Today's episode is brought to you by Ohio Power Tool, Pro Tools, Pro Service at the best prices at ohiopowertool.com. And Skill, the tools to do the job, the technology to do it better.
Welcome back, Power Tool fans. I'm Rob.
And I'm Sarah. It's February 19th, 2021, and we've got a lot to talk about on today's show.
Yep, and as you watch, if you like this episode, do us a favor, hit that like button. If you love it, be sure to subscribe.
The Milwaukee MX Carry-On continues to work its way onto job sites, and so far the reviews have been mixed. Milwaukee has been trying to make it clear that the Carry-On is designed for specific users, and apparently one of those users is Kyle over at RR Buildings. Kyle builds post-frame buildings, and lots of them. That process requires a lot of power tools, but very few people. As a matter of fact, most often it's no more than a crew of two, and as it turns out, that's the perfect situation for the MX Carry-On. Kyle goes into great detail on how exactly the inverter allows him to easily power even his biggest Sasquatch, all while remaining quiet, clean, and portable. He's been so happy with it that he's already looking to the future of Milwaukee's cordless ambitions.
I just like the whole thought of using a quiet, clean energy source on my job site. One day, maybe Milwaukee will be powering my Mega Deck.
Why don't we have something called a Mega Deck?
We got to make a desk.
Ew.
All right, maybe it's more like an awesome desk or a
Okay.
mediocre desk.
Okay, shh. Well, Kyle has truly found a fantastic use case for the MX Fuel Carry-On, so if you're still undecided, head over to RR Buildings.
Just a reminder, it's February 19th, 2021, and here in the States, we still don't have Makita's 40-volt tools, and I'm not bitter at all. So, if you wanted any insight at all, you have to travel all the way to Middle-earth, where Scott Brown presumably fights dragons between remodels. The land, also known as New Zealand, has had the Makita 40-volt tools for some time now, and our buddy Scott Brown got a hold of a bunch of the newest offerings and put them to work. And just like everyone else we've seen that uses them, he's hooked. He loves the consistent power and refers to longer run times due to those big 40-volt batteries. And of course, once he realizes how nice they are, he runs into the same question everyone else does.
Makita say that they're sticking with the 18 volt, but it's hard to see how it's not an either or thing. Why would you get 18 volt if 40 volt is better?
That really seems to be the growing concern as reviews like this come in where professionals are telling you not to buy 18 volt anymore. It's hard to understand exactly what Makita's plans are, and so far, they refuse to tell us. The only response we've got from Makita is a reference to a 2-year-old statement claiming that, and I quote, XGT will stand side by side with the industry-leading 18-volt LXT system, giving users more battery-powered solutions for a truly cordless job site. So it looks like if we ever do get XGT, we can expect LXT to stick around. We just don't know why. As always, watching Scott play with new tools on the job site is easily as entertaining as it is informative, so be sure to head over to Scott Brown Carpentry.
Is it snowing where you are? Technically, as we're recording this, it appears that the entire planet is in a giant snowstorm. We've been testing a small group of snowblowers here at Belt & Boxes, including a huge Toro 28-inch PowerMax model. But of course, we've only been using it to sling 3 to 4 inches at a time. To really put it to the test, you need a place like Concord, Massachusetts, where you'll find the Concord carpenter up to his neck in snow. That's Rob Robillard, of course, and he too got a hold of the new 28-inch Toro, but he used it to dig his way out of 18 inches of snow, something I hope we never get to try.
Amen.
Rob has been using the PowerMax to recover from 2 snowstorms so far, and he's found it to be an effective solution to his very, very cold problem. Rob liked the power, clever joystick shoot controls, and the electric starter made it a breeze to get going no matter how cold it got. And a new heavy-duty auger negates the need for shear pins and instead just stalls the motor, which he said he could easily restart. If you're still under a bunch of snow, it might be time to step up to the Toro, assuming you can find one at this point. For the full review, head over to a Concord Carpenter. Hey, you know how to change a shear pin, don't ya?
Don't start with me.
Oh, come on.
All right, fine. We have like 5 snowblowers here that we're currently testing, and this is the first year I've ever used a snowblower in my life. And I hit a break with our Ego Stage 2, quickly learned that shear pins are a thing, super clever. So after I broke one, I found them online, ordered them, waited 2 weeks for them to come in,
You
and then
had to wait for them to come in? Is that what happened?
I'll show you a quick video. Look, again, new to this thing, right after replacing the pin, literally as I'm going from fixing it up to the controls, I saw this.
Do I admit when I'm an idiot? Yes, I do. I waited a week and a half. First of all, couldn't find this anywhere. I waited a week and a half for it to arrive. Literally, after installing it, I came this direction to start it and went, what's that? It comes with 2 spares.
All right, let's just move on. Last week, we talked about hacking your tools to do different things, and you guys left a ton of great suggestions in the comments. Jose Garcia even shared these photos of his hacked pack-out rolling toolbox, in which he added a GFI weatherproof outlet, complete with USB charging ports, so he can easily add a power outlet wherever he wants, and added these kitchen drawer handles to wrap up the extension cord on the back, leaving more space on the inside. That's super clever. Now this week, we're going to talk about a COVID problem that's starting to affect tradespeople and power tool fans alike. We're talking about tool supply. This week, Stuart from Tool Guide wrote an article about Festool struggling to get tools in stock due to the fact that Festool tools are manufactured and distributed in Germany, which has been hit particularly hard by COVID-19. I reached out to a few of my friends in the power tool retail industry, and they echoed the same concern. Jay from Ohio Power Tool, a Festool reseller, shared the spreadsheet detailing exactly how delayed Festool is. The best case scenarios are 6 weeks out, while many are as high as 26 weeks, with a couple listed as unavailable until further notice. Another insider told me that this problem is not isolated to Festool, as just about every tool brand is struggling to meet demand. But he noted that Festool appears to be struggling the most so far. For this week's Tool Talk, we're going to focus on the low stock problem and how it may affect your job or already has. Let me know how it's affected you in the comments below, and I'll be ready to chat after the show.
Enough Tool Talk, it's time for some actual work with Rob Robillard.
Hey, Rob, Sarah, how are you guys this week?
We're doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're still in our basement remodel project. This week's tip, I want to talk to you guys about marking off framing. The pen is mightier than the sword. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of times when you've got your studs and your frame open, this is the best time to just locate them on the subfloor so that you can later, and I just make a mark in the center of them, so that you can later go back and install your trim. Once the wall board goes on, you can't see the studs anymore. So in here in the Northeast, we plaster, so you can't even see the patches over the screws. So it's just completely veneer plaster. So by marking the studs on the floor, we're able to install our baseboard. Additionally, if we're working on, maybe we're gonna be doing cabinetry or something else, and we're gonna eventually cover our floor, maybe hardwood floors going in, I'll transfer the marks back onto the wall from the floor, just an inch or so higher than the baseboard trim. That way I know where my studs are. Again, I can transfer them up, install cabinets, install upper cabinets, hang TVs off walls, whatever, you'll be able to find your framing. Anyway, guys, I hope this tip helps. Have a great week.
Last week, we took a look at tool hacks, which you can watch right here. Special thanks to Skill and Ohio Power Tool for sponsoring this episode. Guys, we couldn't do it without you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.
We'll see you next week.